What's up, Laker Nation, and welcome into episode 11 of the Lake Show Flow. I'm Gio with my co-host Joe.
What's up, y'all?
So tonight, well, actually, before we get into the game, we just want to say we got a little spike in views on the last one. We don't know if that's because of the Kuz thumbnail or what it is, but if you are new to the channel, we would appreciate if you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and most importantly, I think, is getting feedback, because we haven't really got too many comments, but we would appreciate, just knowing if we're doing a good job, if we can improve. Moving on to the game tonight, though, the Nuggets do defeat the Lakers 122-105. Key performers for the Nuggets in that one: Nikola Jokic, 23 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists, a nice triple-double. Then you had Jamal Murray with 25 points, 4 assists, and 6 rebounds. Morris had 10 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. Michael Porter Jr. with 8 points, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. And Paul Millsap with 10 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds. But also, off the bench, we had Campazzo, looking like he's just performing like Picasso, a masterpiece. He had 15 points, 4 assists, 1 rebound. And then Najee had 16 points and 3 rebounds.
Two of the weirdest names, too, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know where they get these players from, but
I have no idea. But for the Lakers, you had LeBron James with 22, 10 rebounds and 9 assists. You had AD with 15 and 4 boards. You had Kuzma off the bench with 19, 8 rebounds and 1 assist. You had THT with 10 points and 5 assists. And then you had Caruso with 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists.
Yeah, so starting off this game, we actually looked pretty good. They were making a lot of threes, Denver, but our paint protection started off really nice. AD was looking good. He was helping a lot on defense, rotating, making life difficult for them. But we'll talk about more about AD, because he did suffer an injury, and we'll get into that. But he was starting quick. Like, he was aggressive. He was on offense and defense, so that was encouraging to see. And we also saw an early sighting of THT and Kuz. Like, that was nice, because we've been talking about this a lot. Like, they need minutes, and they still need more minutes. Like, that's a recurring theme.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I feel like the minutes, too, though, like, I know we want to play them more, but maybe, I was thinking about this earlier, maybe because it's a long season. We got to have guys stay fresh,
Yeah.
And your energy guys, which is Kuz, Trez, Alex, they just play really hard all the time. So it's just hard to have them play for 30 minutes every night that hard. So maybe that's what it is. But
Yeah.
I still want the rotation shorter.
Yeah.
I think Wesley's pretty much ran his course. Wesley is not looking good. Like, he's just out there again, and he's not really doing nothing. He's not even hitting threes. I mean, he hits like 1 a game now, but his minutes could be cut, in my opinion. But
yeah, because with Wesley, I feel like he'll have his games where he's making some threes, but he doesn't bring as much as THT, and we've talked about that a lot.
Yeah.
With THT, he's cutting the basket, he's making passing plays, he's finishing. Wesley can't do that.
Yeah, he's getting better at passing. I think THT, if he would just know when to attack and when to pass, I think THT could easily be like a double-double guy, like every night. He could easily finish with 10 points and like 10 assists. Yeah. If he could just learn when to hold back and when to go, But that's going to come with age. Started this game like all the other games, it seems like. They just seem like they're all starting the same, but we start off slow.
Yeah.
Like,
they went up like 7-2.
Yeah, we basically went down, started this game, and the offense just looked like a little, like, just lazy and stagnant. But eventually when we did start to get going, AD started getting his baskets, and he was guarded by Paul Millsap tonight. So AD obviously has size on that, so it was good to see AD start to eat early, because AD had 4 baskets and 2 free throws, and he was making his free throws. So his free throws are improving too. So AD was doing his thing, and on the other side you had Jokic doing his thing. Last time Jokic played us, he only had 13 points the entire game. This game, in the first quarter, I think he almost already eclipsed that. I think he had like 10 points in that first quarter.
Yeah, I think so. Because I think the only game this season they said that he didn't have a double-double was against us.
Yeah.
So he was probably really looking to fix that, like correct that game.
Yeah.
So he came out really motivated.
Yeah. And you have Mark on him too, by the way.
Yeah.
On the other side, so.
And I mean, that's just like with Mark, it's just
Jokic is like a young Marc Gasol. It's so
and
weird.
He matches like his height and everything.
Yeah.
But in terms of aggression and young energy, Jokic is gonna dominate.
I feel like it's not enough anymore. I feel like it's just so dumb to think that way. It's like, you know what? Their center's tall.
Yeah.
Marc Gasol, you're tall too.
It's
Let's
almost
just throw you out there because you're tall too.
Vogel made the mistake of matching, like anytime Jokic would come out, Mark would come out. And he didn't make the adjustment of like, we need to put someone else on him, or even, take a chance with Harrell. I mean, he has something to prove against Jokic. You know, last year with the Clippers, Jokic destroyed him. So I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But we did end up going on an 18-7 run, and we're making our threes early, which was nice because the last few games, eventually this still happened where the other team scores more threes.
We started off good.
Yeah.
We ended bad in the threes, but on their side, you had Millsap with 2 threes in the first quarter, which this year Millsap's supposed to be hitting a career high in 3 points.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's because he's already getting older and he's in that part of his career where he's going to be like a stretch 4.
Yeah.
So he had a 3. Jamal had a 3. Morris had a 3. Capasso. I don't know how to even say his name. Capasso had a 3.
You didn't say Picasso.
Picasso.
There you go. He's an artist.
Whatever his name is.
29-year-old undrafted rookie. This man.
He's 5'9".
5'9".
If anyone out there just think they're too short to play the game,
I told Joe that's like
he's 5'9".
If I was in shape and I made it, that would be me.
he's basically you, but better shape.
Oh, of course, yes. You guys can't see me, but I got work to do.
but I mean, on their side, it was just threes. Like you said, I mean, we had some threes. Kuz hit a 3. Dennis hit a 3. KCP hit a 3. But they just had more threes, So we got to end that quarter with pretty much even 33-33.
Yeah. And another thing that was good to see early was the rebound hustle. So.
Oh, yeah. Rebounds were way better tonight.
Yeah. So going on to the second quarter, I noticed too, we both called this out, is that we're moving around better and passing the ball, because not only do teams usually score more threes than us right away and out rebound us, but they also assist more. Yeah,
not only do teams score more, they rebound more, they assist more, they get less turnovers.
It's tough.
Every statistic possible, they do better usually.
That's usually
but
how it starts.
We're the number 1 team in defense and like top 3 in offense for some reason.
I mean, yeah. and it's usually our second halves and not even the full second half. Like we'll literally play a quarter and a half of good basketball and escape with wins.
Yeah.
But we couldn't do that against this team.
No.
But yeah, I mean, at this point, we're doing good passing. We're sharing the ball. Kuz coming in with that energy again, which is just, I mean,
he's always moving, man. That's the thing I like about Kuz, because we talked about it earlier too. When LeBron gets the ball and kind of ices at the top or in the post, a lot of time people just hang on 3-point line.
Yeah,
no one cuts.
They're just waiting, and it's the same thing that used to happen with Kobe. People just watch, and they want them to be the superhero.
Yeah,
and that's fine. They're gonna do their thing sometimes, but you got to give them more, because if the team knows that no one else is moving, it's easy to stop LeBron.
And I think what helped out in this quarter too, though, which got us rolling for a bit there, because we did go up. LeBron and AD started running pick and roll, right? Which we've talked about this before. LeBron and AD need to run pick and roll more, because it's so successful. Because I mean, it's hard to guard. Like, either LeBron is gonna shoot a jump shot behind the screen, or AD is gonna bleed out, or go in for the roll, or even LeBron can take it all the way to the basket. There's so much things you could do with the pick and roll with LeBron and AD. And tonight we got to see a little bit of it, and it was successful. Like, AD had a couple baskets off that, like, back to back, and then LeBron was cooking this quarter pretty much. LeBron had 5 baskets and 3 free throws. So
we were
the team, 2 stars were doing good.
Yeah, our dynamic duo, they were doing their thing. Jokic, though, he continued his attacking. Yeah, he already had like 15 at this point. I wrote down Kuz again, because there were just so many plays on defense, rebounding. He was cutting the basket. He was shooting. I think he made a 3 in this one. I wear my Kuzes during the game, so I do this thing where I kick it up, and I felt good. I felt really good today with that.
Nah, he did good, but like I said, on the other side, Jokic was doing good. He had a 3. He had 2 baskets, got to the free throw line 4 times. Jamal had a 3 and a basket and 2 free throws. And then Picasso, whatever his name is, a 3 and some free throws. Green had a 3, Morris had a 3. Threes everywhere. It's like the Oprah meme. You want a 3? You want a 3?
You get a 3. You get a 3.
We all get 3s.
It was tough, man, because it's not only were they making 3s, but they were making some tough ones. Like Millsap too, the ones we talked about earlier. Those were contested 3s. So they're just a team that they got such a flow with their offense that someone gets open and they're ready. Like, so they got a good identity with that. But right before AD did get hurt, he was doing really good. He was looking like AD again, and we're excited about that.
Yeah.
But he did go down with that injury, and we thought I was quiet. Like, I didn't know.
I kind of wasn't too worried about it. It was weird though because it looked like the same way Kobe got hurt when he tore his Achilles.
You got me. My anxiety was going when he kept saying this is just like Kobe.
It was the same thing, dude, because he had to shoot free throws. Yeah. It was off a drive.
Yeah, he was even wearing Kobe's.
He looked. Yeah, they did their free throws, and as soon as he made his 2 free throws, he just stood there waiting for them to foul. And that's exactly what Kobe did because he knew Kobe couldn't run. So it was almost a flashback. It was weird to see. Like
I know I couldn't move. I was just looking at the screen like, oh dang.
Yeah.
Like,
so
because
with AD, I mean, like you said, he went out. And then they go on a 26-6 run as soon as AD goes out.
Yeah, and pretty much, honestly, we'll talk about it more. But from that point on, because of the fact that AD was doing so good defending the paint and helping, our team, like our identity, it was tough. And here's the problem too: is we have such bad rotation sometimes on our team that we don't have people. Like, I don't think Markieff doesn't play enough, or he's not effective enough by him on his own. But when you force him into a role, all of a sudden, AD's out. I think you have to go with the guy that's really going to fill that void, which is going to be Kuz. Because going forward, however much time AD needs, which we should give him more time, because obviously we rushed him back. He played one game, and then 2 games, but the second one he's out.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about it more later. But Kuz deserves those minutes.
Yeah. What also screwed up that 26-6 run, like the last 4 minutes. We had like such a bad lineup. We had LeBron, which is good, right?
Yeah.
But other than that, you had Alex, you had Wesley Matthews, you had Morris, and KCP. Yeah. So you basically had LeBron with 3 guards, and then Morris, who's like an undersized power forward, maybe / center because he's going to center at that point. Yeah. So we had that lineup is just so bad, and then Vogel just wrote it out. I don't know why. Like he would write it out. Like there's so much more you could do. You can have Treziner, THT, Kuz, Maybe even just throw Mark back out there for some size, But
yeah, I mean,
that was such a bad lineup to have.
Yeah, we just kept saying it. We're just like, he could have called a timeout. We literally went for like the last 4 minutes of the quarter with the same lineup that wasn't big enough to do anything. These are players that like whenever we have Wes Matthews and KCP out there, they're like the same player.
Yeah, they kind of cancel each other out.
Yeah, so it's like they don't really move that much, and they're not making a lot of cuts. We kept waiting for THT to come in, Kuz to come in, but that didn't happen. So they did close us out on a 28-10 run, like to actually close it. And then pretty much that first half, though, they had too many threes. The vibe got thrown off when AD went down. And I was pretty much just concerned at that point. I'm like, we might just lose this because it was looking bad, but I just wanted him to be okay. But yeah, we needed to make our threes at this point because as good as we started, we weren't making them. But so going into third quarter, I was thinking like we need Schroeder and Kuz to step up, like guys like that.
Yeah.
And Kuz was answering the call when he finally got his minutes because he had a play where we got.
You can see it on SportsCenter probably if you watch SportsCenter. Or just go look it up on YouTube. Do yourself a favor and go look up the highlights for the Laker game. You'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah. So coming off a miss, he rises up behind a 6'11" guy or 6'10" maybe. Either way,
he's tall.
Michael Porter Jr. and he posterized him, knocked him to the floor. It was so beautiful.
It was like the play of the night, honestly.
Yes.
And it's like, I feel like with Kuz, he's getting more and more confident and, playing better with the minutes they're giving him, but once again, Vogel needs to give him more minutes, I feel like, because...
And see, the problem is, too, we talked about how he wrote out that lineup at the end of the second. Well, once we had the good lineup in, we were just going, you know? And we might have been able to come back in this game if we would have actually did the right lineup in the second quarter. But
that third quarter too, though, we had Najee hit 2 threes and a basket. So in that third quarter, Najee has 8 points.
Yeah,
I don't know who Najee was until tonight, and what's his name?
Campazzo?
Campazzo.
I just call him Picasso, man.
Picasso had another 3, and Jamal just went off with free throws and pretty much had 5 free throws, a 3, and a basket. So Jamal started attacking that quarter.
I mean, a silver lining in this quarter, Marc Gasol hit one of his hop and pop shots. And
Hip Hop Anonymous.
Hip hop?
Hip Hop Anonymous.
He hit one of those, and it looked nice to see, but, I mean, we don't get that too often.
It's just anytime Mark scores, we gotta say something because it's just
like we're still down by like double digits. But, I mean, Mark had a little, he got us a little excited with that one. But So yeah, I mean, we did start to contain Jokic a little bit in this quarter, but
Jokic didn't score at all, but he was getting people involved. At this point, Jokic has already done his damage, and everyone else was just getting involved. So
yeah, so pretty much it offset. Like anything he was not doing, other people were doing. So
pretty much.
Yeah. So I mean, I just pretty much I gave this whole lack of action from our team. I attributed that to just AD going down because the whole thing changed. But opening the fourth quarter, we ended up getting the best case scenario for AD. It was an Achilles strain. So
which he's already been dealing with the Achilles. It's not even
the tendinosis.
You know, so he's been dealing with that. So hopefully we could just rest him up and get him back. But the fourth quarter, like they pretty much, again, bad lineup. Like they had LeBron out there, they had Wesley out there, they had KCP, and then they had Morris out there too for a little bit. And it's like Kuzma set most of that quarter, which I just do not get. Like Kuzma was finally coming alive. He had that huge putback. And you sit him until like 4 minutes left in the quarter. And
here's the most confusing thing to me is with AD out, because I assume they're going to give him like a couple weeks maybe now. So with him out, who's going to start? It's going to be Kuz. So why not? Like I feel like
knowing Vogel, he might just start Morris.
And that's ridiculous. But with Bron in the starting lineup with Kuz, most likely, hopefully, they need that, you know, because they play good together anyways.
They do.
So give them some reps, you know, because LeBron will go sit. And then they bring in Kuz. And then Kuz will go sit and Bron comes in. Like
and the scary thing about this too, because knowing how, just from what we've seen already this season with AD down, LeBron's probably going to play heavy minutes. And LeBron's probably going to have to do some crazy games these next games to get us some wins.
The only good thing is that our record is good.
Yeah.
So I told you this. I was like, you know, give the man rest. Give AD rest. Don't overexert LeBron.
Which I'm probably going to do, though. I just see it happening.
Yeah. And the way LeBron is, I mean, he's going to... If you leave it up to the player, like LeBron, he's going to want to do it.
He wants to play, you know? So we've got to have movement because we talked about it. In this quarter, what really screwed us was LeBron kept going to the post, and then
just a lot of ISO.
It would just be ISO, and everyone would just stand at the three-point line.
Yeah.
So we've got to get crafty with our half-court offense and set some plays up and let other people get involved because...
Especially with AD out, because at least when they're both in, LeBron and AD, they have that pick and roll that we don't really use enough. But and then I trust AD with an ISO. I trust LeBron with an ISO.
Yeah.
But you can't trust like Harold's just not a good passer. So anytime you leave it up to him with like 5 seconds, that's just setting him up for failure.
Yeah.
So we definitely need to correct that. But as we said before, I mean, we do end up losing this game. It was pretty much out of reach. Like from the point AD went out and they went on that run from the second. Yeah. All the way on. We never cut it to single digits, I don't think. The whole way.
It was the second half after AD, honestly, it was bad coaching. I blame this loss on Vogel.
Yeah.
For the lineups he put together because they were bad. Like Wesley and Morris, once again, I think need to be the odd man's out. THT. In a game like this where you're down against another young team, you need energy.
Yeah, like why throw in THT in the garbage minutes? Like he has his plays.
He had that layup. That's another thing.
Yeah,
he had another play. I mean, if y'all want to go see the highlights on YouTube,
the N1,
the N1 like 3, was it 180? It was a 180.
It was like a 180 spin in the air, and he fell back and he made it. And his finishing ability, like I said before, KCP doesn't have. I mean, KCP has like a basic finishing ability. Yeah. Wesley doesn't really go to the basket. They both stand around and wait for their corner threes, like for the most part. THT can shoot, he can drive, he can pass, and he can rebound and play defense. Yeah. So at this point, he deserves minutes. That's one of the assessments. Kuz better start because we'll have a whole lot to say about Vogel if he doesn't start. But as we said, though, I mean, we lose 122 to 105. We do have the Timberwolves next, who just got Carl Anthony. Yeah. Carl.
If you don't know the Carl reference, it's from Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
It's like, Carl. Just keep walking.
Don't look back, Carl. Just keep walking. Prison scene.
No.
But anyways, before we get too carried away with that, so we do suffer the loss. We hadn't had to record an episode with the loss in like 7 episodes.
It's been a while.
It sucks, but we got good news with AD. Like we said, we want to see better rotations. I mean, I feel like we could have beat this team for sure with AD in. But yeah, we'll see what happens going forward because we do play the Nets, and unfortunately, like on Thursday after we play the Timberwolves. So unfortunately, AD's not going to play that game. But
I feel like this could honestly be kind of a good thing too, though, because, like I said, if Vogel gets crafty, or if LeBron kind of tries to take a step back, maybe some of these other people will start to step up and get some confidence back, because
Yeah.
they have to at this point.
Yeah,
you
and we
know?
didn't address this, but I think it's time to experiment with that Caruso starting over Dennis.
Oh, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I told you at one point, Dennis, there's no in between with him. He
Yeah.
either has like a 15 to 20 point game, or he scores like in the single digits. And if he's not going to maximize his strengths in the starting lineup, then see what he does off the bench, because
Yeah.
that's what he was doing his whole career anyway. So we'll see what happens though. But like we said at the beginning, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If you've been here, show us some love too, because we do got some, originals that have been here, even if it's family. Like, let us know what we're doing right.
Because it does mean a lot, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, before we got into this whole YouTube thing, I didn't really, think it was a big deal. But when you're on the other side of this mic, subscribes, comments, likes, they mean the world, dude. Like,
Yeah.
one subscriber. If we get one new subscriber tomorrow, trust me, we will be excited.
If we get a new subscriber or a comment, Joe's gonna call me, and he's gonna be
Right
like,
then and there.
"Yeah, it's exciting to build it, So, yeah. So we just appreciate the new viewers, the people who've been here. We need more interaction with you guys, to stay motivated. So, but yeah. So thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys in episode 12. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at LakeShow Flow, and I will have the Instagram up by tomorrow. But thank you guys. We'll see you next time.
And be safe like a nation.